Sonic 06. The game that is now 15 years old. 15 years old? What the what? How in tarnation is Sonic 06 15? My god, time really has gone quickly. Way faster than any max speed section ever could have. So yes, apparently Sonic 06 is 15 years old now. I still gotta get my head around that. The game many people and critics start to clown on and continue to do that ever since the game released. It is now 15. That is just mind-boggling. Since Sonic 06, the quality and quantity of Sonic games has been all over the place. We've had fantastic games like Sonic Unleashed, Black Knight and Generations, but then we also had games like Sonic and the Secret Rings, Boom Rise of Lyric and Forces. Sonic in this 3D era really has just been a rough one. Hey, no. Don't you even think about it. Stay out. Now, in today's video, I'll be looking back at the fantastic Sonic 06. Wait, what am I doing? How dare I have a controversial opinion? Do I have a death wish or something? I'll be looking back on Sonic 06 and see how the game holds up in modern times, comparing it to current Sonic games. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at Sonic 06 15 years later. Starting off with the most important part of any video game, the gameplay. Sonic 06 starts you off with the ability to pick between Sonic, Shadow and Silver story, and, when completing all three, entering the final story. Sonic 06 tried to go back to the style of the adventure games with a similar gameplay formula after things changed up with Heroes and Shadow. Notice how I said tried there. Sonic in 06 has a similar moveset to that seen in SA2, but something feels off. Make that a lot of somethings. All the characters in Sonic 06 lack any proper momentum or physics of some sort, which can lead to some interesting things, shall we say. This lack of momentum also means the characters in 06 feel extremely sluggish and slower than usual, Amy being the biggest contender to that problem here. I honestly wouldn't say that Sonic 06 has bad control, it's just that what's there already is nothing like what we got previously. But one thing I always say about the control of any game is, no matter how bad or good they are, if the controls work with the way the game was designed, in terms of level design and such, I don't find any problems with it. In Sonic 06, the controls definitely suit the game, for the most part. Because of how small the characters are in 06, it can make treading through the massive hub worlds feel like a chore. Thankfully, as Sonic, you can buy a gem which allows you to speed through quicker or to spin dash, but when you're having to walk through Soliana as Silver, it is just painful. Or when we're trying to just jump off a wall as Rouge and she just won't. God damn it, Rouge, just get off the wall! If you compare Sonic 06's control to Sonic nowadays...
Keep the building it's in. There's a lot of ground to cover, so just finding it will be a chore.
Yeah, Sonic 06 may have had issues with control, like a lot, but at least it worked for its level design. Overall, it's definitely safe to say Sonic 06 hasn't aged very well in the control department, but in terms of level design, that's where it truly shines. Sonic 06 was released in an era of gaming where companies, and Sega, weren't afraid to challenge the player when it came to video games, and Sonic 06 is no different. Even with all the BS that can sometimes happen with the glitches in this game and all the lag, the actual level design is mostly brilliant. For Sonic stages, it's a mix of both SA1 and SA2's approaches to level design. You have the exploration of SA1 stages, but also the linearity and quick reactions from the SA2 stages. It's just the best of both worlds. Even when you're doing the Sonic and Elise stages, the philosophy is still there, just with the shield now incorporated. Sonic 06 also followed the trend of having satisfying to acquire S ranks, which makes playing through these stages even more fun. In terms of Shadow's gameplay, it's sort of an evolution of his gameplay from Shadow. There are no guns, we have a wide range of vehicles that used throughout most of, if not every stage in Shadow's story. Shadow stages are more combat based when compared to Sonic stages, with you having the ability to use Chaos powers to take you through stages. Overall, Shadow stages are still very good, though the vehicles can get a bit annoying at times with the way they control, but they don't take away from the experience as a whole for me. Now for everyone's grab with Sonic 06, Silver's gameplay. Silver is the slowest out of the main trio, but it's definitely the most unique. Silver's gameplay consists of you using his telekinesis powers to lift objects and enemies to get to the goal, helping with both platforming and combat. As a concept, Silver could have been an amazing gameplay style, and I really hope that Sega have another shot at it one day, because what we have in 06 is a great start. It's just I needed some smoothing around the edges. Silver can feel very luck-based when it comes to trying to hit an enemy or object using telekinesis, and can get very annoying in some sections. There's one section that I despise in Dusty Desert, and you'll know what section I'm talking about. It's that terrible ball puzzle. Seriously, who put that in and thought it was a good idea? Silver is definitely my least favourite out of the three, but that isn't to say that he is bad. There's still plenty of fun to be had here, it just needed more time in the oven. As well as the main trio, you can also play as 6 other characters in the game: Tails, Knuckles, Blaze, Amy, Rouge, and Omega. Surprisingly, all of these characters have their own unique playstyle that do have some similarities to each other, like Rouge and Knuckles. Of all these, Amy is by far the worst. She's probably the only character I would say that is actually bad and not fun to play as. All the other characters, I like to find ways to progress faster in the stages, but with Amy, she is just slow and that's it. A double jump loses all momentum, not that there actually is any in this game, but you get my point. And the Pico Hammer is pathetic. You literally have to be stood right next to an enemy to be able to attack them, which can leave you prone to damage. As for the other characters, they suffer from a lot of the problems the main trio have, such as lacking the momentum they should have and feeling slow. But much different to Amy, they are actually enjoyable. Tails can fly and drop bombs on them, literally. Knuckles can glide and punch. Blaze can do a whole bunch of stuff revolving around her fire abilities and agility. Rouge is similar to Knuckles except she can plant bombs. Jeez. What is it with characters using bombs in this game? And Omega is like a perfect hybrid between the mechs from SA2 and Gamma from SA1. These characters are implemented quite well in short bursts throughout each of their respective stories, and even with a final stage in the last story, we play as all of them consecutively, making for quite an epic and intense stage. Especially playing, or rather, suffering as Amy. It really is sad that 06 was the last time some of these characters were playable in a mainline Sonic game, because it could have been the start of something great, but unfortunately not. Before we get into the last story, there is one thing about Sonic stages that we need to touch upon, which are the max speed sections. Oh boy, where do we begin? Basically, if we could control our jump in the air, it would have been a whole lot better. Lost World's max speed sections control so much better than the ones in 06, as you still had full control of Sonic and his moveset at all times, something lacking on 06. The max speed sections can be fun at times, but it really is just the control that drags them down, which is a shame too because the rest of Sonic stages are amazing. Finally, the last story lets you play as Super Sonic, Super Shadow, and Super Silver, a step up from Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic can boost, Shadow uses Chaos Spears, and Silver uses telekinesis. Solaris isn't an amazing boss gameplay wise in my opinion. It feels quite underwhelming as a Super Sonic final boss, especially compared to what came before and afterwards. But hey, anything's better than the Time Eater. Seriously though, the Time Eater can go die in a hole, even though he's already dead. And that about does it for 6's gameplay. 06 definitely outdoes all of the games after Unleash in terms of its gameplay because even though the game has glitches and many nitpicks and whatnot, you still feel like you're playing a game, and the game encourages you to get better by having a rewarding ranking system and great level design. 06's gameplay has aged pretty decently in my opinion. Not the worst, but not the best either. Wait, hang on. Why do I feel like I'm forgetting something? One crucial part of the gameplay in Sonic 06. Alright, I remember now. There are also time missions you can do, which can be very frustrating due to how many bloody load screens you have to go through before you can actually start one. Next! It is now time to talk about everyone's favourite part about Sonic 06. It starts with an M and ends in a C. Yep, you got it. It's the story. I lied, okay. Sonic 06 probably has the most confusing story in the entire series because of one character. Her name starts with an E and ends with an E. Yep, you guessed it. It's Elise. Aha, got you there, didn't I? Elise is the only thing that ruins the story of Sonic 06 because literally everything else is fantastic. Shadow's story is just simply amazing, portraying the best Team Dark we've ever gotten, and also, Silver's story is great too, building on the friendship of Silver and Blaze and giving Silver a nice character arc from believing Mephiles that Sonic is the Iblis trigger to learning that Mephiles was a faker the entire time. And this really just drags Sonic's story down so much because that is all the focus is on, saving Elise. She gets captured by Eggman God knows how many times, and by the end of it, you probably just sat there confused as to whether this is a Mario game or not. It's just stupid. Elise's and Sonic's relationship shouldn't work at all. We literally don't see any chemistry between them at all. Sonic's just being his good old self, helping others in need and giving words of advice. Nothing special. That's what makes a highly inappropriate scene in the last story feel so forced. There isn't a proper build up to it that makes it justified. Right, after that Elise rant, the way these characters are presented is all over the place. The cutscene animations are weird. The characters have to flare their hands up and down and all around, making it seem like they talk with their hands instead of their mouths. The thing that really looks fantastic, however, are the CGI cutscenes. Well, the proper ones anyways. There is a mix of the in-game and CGI cutscenes which look fine, I suppose, but the actual CGI cutscenes are beautiful. Marza once again outdid themselves when it came to how these cutscenes were done. Animation is perfect, it just looks fantastic. It really is a shame too because these cutscenes show that the 06 models can be animated well. They just seem to be used correctly. The voice acting in Sonic 06 is decent, I would say. Shadow and Silver's story are definitely the highlights here. Pete Capella did a phenomenal job voicing the best character in the series, especially on the first attempt.
It's no use! It's no use! It's no use!
I'll never get tired of hearing that. One more time.
It's no use!
Oh yeah, that is the stuff right there. Sonic's story has the worst voice acting, more specifically, Team Sonic. For some reason, all of them sound so lifeless when speaking, especially Sonic. He just speaks in the same tone of voice for the entire game and it gets really boring. This was at a time where Jason was still struggling to get the hang of voicing Sonic. Well, not really, it was more the direction here because a year later, we got Secret Rings, and Jason sounds brilliant there. Now for the final statement on 06's story, Shadow and Silver's stories have aged amazingly, and are definitely some of the best storytelling and writing we've seen in the franchise. But Sonic's story is complete and utter garbage. Except for the beautiful CGI, of course. It's obvious that 06's story is miles better than what we're getting right now. 06 knew what it wanted to do, and ran with it, whereas stories like Forces try to be too many things at once and just fall flat on their face. For the final part of this video, we'll be looking at the presentation of Sonic 06, one of the best things about this game in my opinion. Let's get the big one out of the way to start off, the music of Sonic 06. Where do I even begin? It's just simply fantastic. One of the best, if not the best soundtrack in the series. But honestly, I would go even further than that, to say this is one of the best video game soundtracks ever made. It is that good. Starting with the main theme, His World, is an absolute banger of a song that doesn't get nearly enough recognition as it deserves, as well as all the other vocal tracks in this game. Yes, even including the Akon remix of Sweet Dreams. It's a banger, unpopular opinion I know.
Stars, I don't want the night to steal you away. Oh, because of you so. Your love is such my very soul. Sonic and Elise, Sonic and Elise, forever. It's so beautiful.
The stage music is what really shines though. Sonic 06 was the start of a new era of Sonic music, one where the legendary Tomoya Otani was a new composer for the series, and is absolutely gone and smashed it out of the park in 06. You've got the typical rock music you'd expect in a Sonic game, in Wave Ocean's Max Speed section and Flame Core. as in the beautiful orchestra of Kingdom Valley and Crisis City. But it doesn't stop there. Not at all. Not only does the stage music sound amazing, but the cutscene music is amazing too, setting the atmosphere perfectly when needed. Next on the list are the visuals of Sonic 06. Now because this game is 15 years old, I'm not going to say things like, "Oh my god, look how bad these graphics are! Look at Gran Turismo 7! Why can't this game look like that? This game is so bad, oh my god!" No, I'm not going to say that because I'm not a complete and utter idiot, though some may disagree. Even if Sonic 06 came out 15 years ago, I still think the game holds up pretty well. The stages look nice and vibrant, and even though they lack a lot of polish, it doesn't look bad at all. The thing that really hinders 06's visuals, however, is the art style. Now it's a bit of a debate between the fanbase as to whether or not the 06 models look good. I personally like them and think the renders look really good too, but the one thing we can all agree on are the over-realistic humans. Sonic stood next to these humans in the game was completely out of place, even with the slight redesigns the characters have had. The humans don't even look good either. The models look ugly too, and unfortunately, Eggman got a redesign too. And it's horrible. Look at his eyes! Oh my god! Ah! Okay, maybe 06's art style didn't age the best. But if you just imagine the humans don't exist, 06 is a pretty good looking game overall, and a beautifully audible one too. I think it's safe to say 06 has aged well in the presentation category. And that is it. We've now looked at the main aspects of Sonic 06, gameplay, story, and presentation. So then, it's now time to answer the $1 million question. Even though I live in the UK. 15 years after release, how does Sonic 06 hold up? Well, the gameplay has many problems, but it's miles better than most of what we're getting right now. The story has some problems, but once again, it's miles better than what we're getting right now. And the presentation could be better, but it's still fantastic. So overall, I believe Sonic 06 has aged well. But here's the thing, if things were different for Sonic right now, I wouldn't be saying this. If Sega continued to evolve Sonic in the right direction after Sonic and the Black Knight, and we were still getting high quality 3D Sonic games, Sonic 06 might have looked even worse than how we all see it now. All we could possibly hope for is for Sega to nail Sonic Frontiers and give us the game we've all been waiting for since 2011. But for me personally, it's 2013 since I actually like Sonic Lost World. Oh no, I just shared my opinion. I better go before getting nuked by a bunch of Sonic fans. Adios! Anyways, that brings us to the end of today's video. Just before I go on, if my voice sounded a bit weird in this video, it's because I'm currently ill, so that's the reason behind it. Sonic 06 was one of my favourite games as a kid, and still is to this day. Second favourite Sonic game, baby, you know me. It may be one of the disliked games of the franchise, but that won't stop me from loving it, and it shouldn't stop you either. 15 years have passed since its release, and people are still bashing it. And I think we should just move on from it now. But will that actually happen? We all know it won't. Happy 15th anniversary Sonic 06. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become unleashed by hitting that join button down below. And remember, it is not necessary. And I will see you all next time. Peace!